All right, so yesterday, Senate Democrats had forced a vote on releasing the Epstein files. And I bet you can't guess what happened. I bet you have no clue. I bet you, in a reasonable society, be like, yeah, release the files. Anyone who's in them, no matter what position they have or have had, should be implicated, and they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. A bare minimum, kicked out of polite society. Are we kidding? But here we are. From the AP, Senate Republicans defeat Democrats' effort to force the release of the Epstein files. Every single person, every single Republican who voted against this, they should, if you're a Democratic lawmaker, I'd shun these people, dude. You think I'm going to work with you on anything in the future when you're here defending pedophiles? I'm not even saying you're defending Trump, the pedophile. Obviously you are, but you're defending pedophiles in general that go way beyond Trump. This shouldn't be a partisan issue. But here we are, Senate Republicans and largely House Republicans as well, obviously with the notable exception of Thomas Massie. This shouldn't be partisan, man. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? This blows my mind that, like, the Republican Party, the base that has been LARPing away on the Epstein situation and all this, and they're just casually letting Senate Republicans and the House just willy-nilly block this. And not only block it, but, like, play dirty to block it. Mike Johnson sent the House on recess early to avoid one of the initial votes on the release. Despicable. Pedophiles. Every single one of them. If your name is a no on this, you're a pedophile. I don't fucking care. You're a pedophile. All right. In a close vote, Senate Republicans defeated an effort Wednesday by Democrats to insert language into Congress's annual defense authorization bill that would have forced the public release of case files on the sex trafficking investigation into the late Jeffrey Epstein. The Senate voted 51-49 to dismiss the changes to the bill, with Republican Senators Josh Hawley of Missouri and Ron Paul of Kentucky joining, with all Democrats in opposition. So big credit to Ron Paul, even big credit to Josh Hawley. That motherfucker just sends me on an emotional roller coaster every time, because, like, sometimes he can be extremely based and other times, God, most of the time it's, oh God. And, like, he does a lot of, like, political theater as well. Like, after voting for the big beautiful bill, he went around and turned around. He's like, I'm doing another bill to try to claw back the Medicaid cuts. It's like, all right, you idiot, you know that's not going to work. So I don't know if this is political theater, but regardless of whether it is or not, a no vote is, or excuse me, woo, the yes vote here is the only right answer, no matter what your reason was. For months, Democrats have clamored for the release of what's become known as the Epstein files. It's funny that this has shifted to Democrats clamoring, because this all started as an issue with the Republican base by and large, looking for practically every opportunity to force Republicans to either join their push for disclosure or publicly oppose a cause that many in the Republican base support. President Donald Trump signaled as he was running for president that he was open to releasing a full accounting of the case, but is now trying to dismiss the push as a Democrat hoax. So far, Democrats have been successful in forcing Republican leadership to grapple with the issue, yet it was unclear whether they would be able to crack Trump's hold on congressional Republicans to force legislation through Congress. I ask my Republican colleagues, after all those years you spent calling for accountability, for transparency, for getting to the bottom of these awful crimes, why won't you vote yes? Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer said in a floor speech Wednesday. And also, I have to chime in here. If you're a Republican who's like, why wasn't this released under Joe Biden? Fuck you. Fuck you. All right? Sure, whatever. But, like, that wasn't, like, a base issue that people were pushing for. Hell, you guys were barely even pushing for it. Some of you were, to be fair. But, like, doing this like deflection of like, well, Trump's not releasing it, but why didn't Joe Biden release it? Fuck you, you unprincipled piece of shit. Oh my God, how hard is it to just have core principles and values instead of playing red team versus blue team? Red team good no matter what they do. Blue team bad no matter what they do. Wake up. Grow up. Oh my God, this is the mindset I had when I was fucking 15. I'm going to turn red. Holy crap. Okay. The New York Democrat maneuvered earlier Wednesday to force a procedural vote on language that would force the Justice Department to release the Epstein files, inserting it into an annual defense policy bill that Congress has to pass. Senate Republican leadership was then forced to hold a vote to dispense with Schumer's amendment, arguing that he was inserting political gamemanship into defense legislation that often enjoys bipartisan support. Yeah, all right. Where was your criticisms when Texas tagged their gerrymandering effort to flood relief? Insane. I hate. Oh, God. Why is everyone such a goddamn hypocrite? This is not the right way to do it, said Senator Mike Rounds, a South Dakota Republican, also probably pedophile. Senate Majority Leader John Thune said earlier this week that the Justice Department has already released tons of files on Epstein. Okay, fine. You release some files. We're done. We don't need any more files. No, release them all. Pedophile. I trust them in terms of having the confidence that they'll get as much information out there as possible in a way that protects the rights of the victims, added Thune. Oh my God. They're not protecting the rights of the victims. They're too busy redacting Trump's name. Yeah. If by victims you mean Donald Trump, yeah, they're really squared away on redacting his name. How many more reports from top-level insiders do we have to get that this is actually happening? Or just flat-out admissions on national television? Still, many in the Republican base, as well as some victims of Epstein abuse, have been unsatisfied with what the Justice Department has so far released. The calls for disclosure of Epstein's case has at moments consumed Congress, looming over politics even more than when Epstein, he didn't, AP, where's the asterisks? He didn't kill himself. In a Manhattan jail, allegedly, while awaiting trial in 2019 on charges that he sexually abused and trafficked dozens of underage girls. The case was brought more than a decade after he secretly cut a deal with federal prosecutors in Florida to dispose of nearly identical allegations. Epstein was accused of paying underage girls hundreds of dollars in cash for massages and then molesting them. Asked by reporters Wednesday why Democrats had not pushed for disclosure when they controlled the White House. Oh, God. Ooh, Schumer responded, it's become so apparent that they're lying about it in every way, and the demands of the American people are so great. Yeah, should they release them? Sure. But the thing is, the base wasn't calling for it. There was no, this was a Republican, this is literally something Trump ran on. Joe Biden never mentioned the Epstein files to my knowledge. I understand if Joe Biden was actually a good person and definitely doesn't have, I'm not saying Joe Biden's in the files, but he definitely has friends in the files, and sure, he's probably protecting them, but yeah, he should have released them, but that wasn't an issue of the base. That wasn't something Joe Biden ran on, unlike Donald Trump. Wake up, people. Stop with this deflection bullshit. Hold your guy accountable. The need is greater than ever now, he added. Meanwhile, a separate effort to force a vote on similar bill in the House inched ahead. Democrats picked up one more House seat when Representative James Walkinshaw was sworn into office after winning a special election this week. It gives one more supporter for a procedure. It's crazy that it's instantly partisan. It's yeah, we got another Democrat. That means we have another yes vote. It's why? Why does it have to be a Democrat, man? Why can't it just be anyone? This should be common sense. To maneuver around Republicans' leadership, control of the House floor, and hold a vote on legislation to force the Justice Department to release the files, 4 Republicans have also signed onto the discharge petition, meaning that it is just one name short of having the support needed to potentially force a vote that could come as soon as the end of the month when a heavily blue congressional district in Arizona holds a special election to fill a vacant seat. So it's coming. It's just a matter of when. All right. And then on top of that, as Trump always likes to do when he is completely guilty, he is going to sue. He threatens to sue. That's normally the number one indicator that Trump's guilty. Trump threatens to sue the Times over reporting on Epstein drawing. President Trump, oh yeah, the drawing was released, and I don't know if I can show that on YouTube. I think I can. President Trump on Tuesday threatened to sue the New York Times for publishing articles related to sexually suggestive note and drawing that was given to the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein and appears to have been signed by Mr. Trump. The note was released by Congress this week. Mr. Trump and his aides have denied that he was involved in the creation of the note, which was presented to Mr. Epstein as a part of a gift for his 50th birthday in 2003. The White House described it as a fabrication, as they do for anything that they don't like. The Times reported in an article on Monday that the signature on the Epstein note, the name Donald with a long tail attached to the final D, closely represented the signatures on personal notes that Mr. Trump wrote to New York City officials from 1987 through 2001. In a letter to the Times, a personal lawyer for Mr. Trump cited that the article, along with an article in July about the president's penchant for making drawings with a thick black marker as evidence of malicious fabrications. The lawyer, Edward Podzik, requested a retraction and apology from the Times. He also raised the prospect that Trump would file a $10 billion lawsuit against the news organization. A spokeswoman for the New York Times, Daniel Rhodes, responded on Wednesday. Our journalists reported the facts, provided the visual evidence, and printed the president's denial. It's all there for the American people to see and to make up their own minds. We will continue to pursue the facts without fear or favor and stand up for journalists' First Amendment right to ask questions on behalf of the American people. Mr. Trump has consistently tried to delegitimize journalistic organizations that report on him and his administration. Recently, ABC and CBS each paid $16 million to settle lawsuits that he brought against the networks. In June, Mr. Trump threatened to sue the New York Times and CNN for publishing articles concerning a preliminary intelligence report about an American attack on Iran nuclear sites, which ran counter to the president's assertion that, I don't care about this. The Epstein note is at the heart of a lawsuit that Mr. Trump filed against the Wall Street Journal and its owner, Rupert Murdoch, in July. The Journal was the first news outlet to report on the existence of the note, which includes an imagined conversation between Mr. Trump and Mr. Epstein. The note, which also includes a drawing of the outline of a naked woman, was released on Monday by the House Oversight Committee, which had subpoenaed a batch of documents from Mr. Epstein's estate. Is it here? Can we look at it? Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Very, very, very weird. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. You know, all right. So he's probably definitely a pedophile, allegedly. Sometimes, like, from their notes and from stuff like this and other stories you hear about Epstein and Trump, I feel like they might have been kind of like a little bit maybe swinging both ways, maybe a little bi, a little gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course, but like, I don't know. Does anyone else get that vibe? Like, the last time it's just weird for a man to write to a best friend, let alone the underlying implications of it. It's just weird. All right. I don't think I've any, like, it's just weird. All right. And I'm not going to go, I see a lot of people saying that this looks like an obviously underage woman or it looks like a child. If you think that, but it's so hard to tell from a drawing, man. Like, I think that's a bit of a stretch. I mean, it absolutely could be, but I don't think you really need to run on that part. I think everything else just kind of speaks for itself. So yeah, Trump's suing or threatening to sue because they keep releasing more evidence about his relation with Epstein. And of course, Senate Republicans and majority of House Republicans continue to defend pedophiles. Okay? I'm not saying like you're not only defending Trump, your leader, but you're defending all pedophiles who could be in that list. Not saying it was like if it was only Trump that was in that list and he was the only one and they're defending that would be better. But like you're defending a whole host of very powerful pedophiles. What does that say about you? What does that say about your views, your morals? What, like I said, you're probably a pedophile yourself too. All right. That's all I'm going to say because, like, yeah. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.